We're good. Was today really that heck? Lord. What'd you have? Were you doing gym class today? You goober? Wait, they're cute. They're shmeckin' cute. I see the vibe. You know, now that I've learned about the boots for this fit, I kind of really need to start considering it. Like, when shit goes on sale, I might just get this outfit literally just for the boots. Oh, go booing. Santa Lala. Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like the sickness is gonna start coming pretty soon. Fish! Oni fish! That's a goddamn Oni fish right there. Cute. Nice shoe action. Look at this bean. I think I'm taller than her, too. I want to be a fish one day. I'll join you in fishness. Yeah, definitely get some rest, but also grab your phone so you can hang out. Ya goober. You know, I gotta say, blue and yellow is one of my favorite color combos. To me, like, I look at blue and yellow as like the electricity kind of color combo. Looks pretty good here. He's definitely vibing it. I wonder if he's... It's not that it's like an Arcadian look, but I wonder if he's trying to go for something specific. Shish! Them 2B. That 2B hair. Yeah, I cucked the whatchamacallit. I put the politics thing on to cuck the ads. I'm gonna, like, swap back and forth between it a little bit. So, like, whenever I want to whatever it. Another aura. That's sometimes what I do, too, is that, like, I have my laptop where I'll watch streams on, but sometimes I'll just pull it up on my phone. Just 'cause, like, I don't want to look at my laptop. It's not that it's too much or anything, but it's definitely quite a bit. Here, let me move this slightly over. There we go. Actually, I feel like I can shrink that down a bit. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Though my character feels a little off-center. Let me fix that. There. Alright. We keep looking at beans. I got some Christmased out goobers. I feel like there's a lot of people who I haven't seen in a really long time. What's up, Cassie? Stripper Claws? No! Hug a Christmas goober. Where is she? Where's Nessie? Nessie's not even wearing her Christmas fit anymore. Look at these goobers. We got double goobers. You know, I like the color of their hairs. Like the, I like how the Simple and Clean looks with this purple and green. Schmeckin' bean. I might have to get that, like, that Figment weapon. Sneaking looks. Don't worry, I don't have one yet. It's a good Christmas weapon. I was thinking about it. I just gotta see where, like, Figment weapons are cheap. I do have Astrologian, so I could throw it together. I feel like she's kind of giving Christmas tree. I don't know why, but... I mean, she's also kind of giving peacock, but... There's something in this green that I kind of like. It's very nice. Kroll today? I'm over in Goblin right this second, but I'm going back to Coral eventually. Eventually. So one thing I did actually do last night was I played some more Where Winds Meet off stream, and I have just completely discerned that that game is just never going to come onto this stream unless I'm literally looking at people's glamour. Or, like, we somehow have a population of people who really, really, really want to do co-op stuff. Because, like, the only thing I can discern from that game is it's slow as hell, story-wise, and that it's tedious doing literally everything else. But then, obviously, you could, like, run around and glam and look at people's outfits, which is fun. This is cute. Surprisingly, this hairstyle works really well with this face for Aura. Also, the freckles kind of carry, like, a lot. Cute. Nice Cooper. 25 schmillion streak. Good job. Goblin fish. Goblin D's donks. Leave me alone. What are you up to today, Cassie? What is on your schmagenda? To be honest, it feels like we're just stalling until the 16th, so bear with me today. Class stuff? What are you, you a classist all of a sudden? Is that what you're trying to say? You're high class, and us lowborns are trash? Who's that? Is that you? What are you doing here? You're a cat. Again. Nice freckles. I think you were a cat yesterday, right? And I noticed. Very catiful. Welcome back to cat. Cat detected. Sat your cat. Sat on a cat. It's a nice looking dress actually. It is very, like, Christmassy. The Welkin robe? That almost looks like a version of the... It almost looks like a version of the... whatchamacallit? Of the wedding dress. That looks nice. Ass gear. You got some ass gear. Man, I'm really looking at some of this stuff, and I'm... Oh, actually, I want these. Those are an easy pickup. I want them all. I'm spending all my money. I swear. Ugh. This thing is way too big. Is there anything else I want? Let's peep. Let's take a quick peep. Really want to see some cheap mountain salt to grab. Yeah, because some of this stuff shoots up across servers. So if you're lucky and you get stuff on like on this server, then the benefit is that you could just take it over to whatchamacallit. Take it back to mine. I'll go to Marlboro next. Did like 5 glam plates yesterday? See, that's kind of my issue too. Is like I just need to like delete glam plates every once in a while. So like this one should definitely delete this one because even though it looks nice, it's the copy of this, and the only reason why I made this one was because the arms needed to change. So this is getting rid of. I might get rid of this because I literally made this for an event and I haven't used it. Made this for an event, haven't used it. Made this for last event. Need to get rid of that. Might need to get rid of that too. Might get rid of this too. This is cute, but yeah, I've got like 5 or 6 things I gotta get rid of. Welcome, Lady of Rage. You're also an aura. You're an aura goober. You got aura. Here's a couple schmacks. But yeah, we're just checking out some glam. I'm kind of like... So something I've been trying with YouTube that I don't know if it actually is good or not is that I'm trying the long videos. Or not the long videos, the short streams, live streams, whatever they would be called. So live streams, but in the short format. I don't even know if that stuff actually works, because I found in the past when I just did it normally, more people like actually like stayed around and watched. But I don't know. I'm experimenting. I want to start doing some more live streams to YouTube because TikTok's been hecking me. That is a very stunned fish. Hold on. Let's get a look at her. She's cute. The fit's nice. But there's like an intensity to her face where it looks like she's like seen something that's not making her happy. Bit of a bean though. What is that necklace? How you doing, Dolly Bat? Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, I feel like when the 16th hits, definitely I'm gonna have to start ripping apart some Glamour because I'm gonna wanna do a bunch of different things. More than anything, I just gotta take stuff out of my Glamour dresser. Oh my god. All of these Christmas goobers. Dude, everybody's just like... For once, people are actually getting started early with Christmas, and I actually like it a lot. I think it like... it was like last year's Halloween. Literally no one was in anything Halloween until like the day of. And then, similar with Christmas, I don't think people were wearing like Christmas fits for like a couple of weeks. And I thought that was lame. Oh, cute. Butler cat. Bean. But yeah, I have a really good idea. It's just gonna take me a couple of minutes to put it together. Well, I'm not gonna do it tonight, but I'll have it done for Friday. This, I like the colors going on here. I like this like black, red, blue fish going on with a gray vibes. She cute. I think she could go for like a different outfit, but like everything going on here is really nice. You're just a nudist. You're just goddamn nudist, cat. Also, I think I've seen this button before. I like her like blue-gray vibes kind of going. That's very loud. Okay, that's kind of cute. I don't know why, but I feel like this top only looks good on Lalafels. It's probably just because, like, I don't think anyone normally wears, like, a jacket over, like, a hoodie that much. But, like, if a kid was doing it, you'd be like, okay, whatever. So it kind of feels like it just works for them. A Smallafel. I'll give you a Smackafel in the face, you goober. But yeah, what do you guys like? You know, I guess this is gonna be something I keep asking throughout the week. But what would you guys be interested in for a second event? And this second event would have to be something that is not just playing the game, because that is lightly what I'm trying to avoid with a second event. Yeah, like that kind of stuff is literally just playing the game, and you kind of have to realize that, like, while some people might like that stuff, it just pulls differently. I think it pulls a different crowd, pulls different interests. You know, I just want something equally accessible as my current one. Well, I'm trying to think of like a secondary event for the week. You know, something to like stabilize this a little bit better, because like Saturday's really fucking awesome. Saturday's always been pretty awesome. You know, every once in a while, like, yeah, we might not have as many people, but it always turns out very well overall. But I think that, well, housing review. So here's the thing, like, loose glamour reviews like I'm doing right now, and like housing reviews, they're okay for, like, you know, one-off stream things every once in a while. I don't think they're like a thing that I would want to do like every single week, specifically on a singular day. It's not that there's an intensity to it as much as there's a organization to it. Yeah, there's the Lalafell infestation. Sheesh. I think that's what I'm trying to figure out. You know, like, I was thinking about doing a G-pose picture thing, but also, you know, I want it to last like 2 or 3 hours is the problem on top of it. And if I just say, hey, everyone submit like a G-pose picture and we just go over them on like a Wednesday, you know, then I also don't feel like that's that interactive is a problem as well. Like, it might be nice, but like it's also really not that interactive. It would make, maybe that would make good for like a third event, but I'm trying to really think about something secondary to do per week. We could separate the region thing you started from the housing lambs. What do you mean? Whatever I'm doing with whatchamacallit, whatever I'm doing with the location glamours, I want to keep. I want to keep to Saturday, because the problem is Saturday also has to equally evolve over time. So like pulling things from that just to put on like another day will actually weaken it, is the only problem. So like, so here is the list of it, what it needs. It has to be, so it has to be interactive, has to be not just playing the game, has to be somewhat unique, and has to be somewhat easy to organize. Okay, that's where it kind of lies, which is why and has to be scalable. And it has to be scalable to okay. But like, keep in mind, this is exactly what my event on Saturday is. My event on Saturday is interactive. It's not just playing the game. It's pretty unique. It's very easy to organize, and it can scale from literally no one being there to a lot of people being there. Which is why it's just like, I've done it before. You know, I've come up with an idea before that worked. You know, it's just like, coming up with a second idea is obviously difficult. The other ideas I've considered is like roleplay related things, but the reason why roleplay is a rocky area is because this game does not facilitate roleplay the way that I would want it to facilitate roleplay. If it had internal voice chat and stuff like that. See, that's the problem. It's like a lot of people love glam, not a lot of people like roleplay. Like, a lot of people probably wouldn't give roleplay necessarily a chance. And I kind of look at, like, roleplay in this game is a little bit cringe, whereas roleplay in, like, VR chat feels like it makes sense. Like, even when people do desktop roleplay in VR chat, I'm like, it makes sense. It's fine. But in this game, it feels like... It's not that it's cringe, it's just that it's so hard to facilitate in such a way that it would be universally interesting. And that's the thing. It's just like trying to make a second event that kind of fulfills those needs is on its own a little bit difficult. I mean, like, obviously I could just host the same exact thing a second time a week, but you know, I'm also trying to avoid burnout that way, you know, of you guys. I don't really need that many of those, actually. I can ignore those. Oh, those some good paprikas. But yeah, that's why it's like it's not a conundrum, but I think that is what I want to focus on going into next year, is finding that, like, second really solid event to do. You know, it doesn't have to be, like, it doesn't need to be planned for tomorrow or anything like that. Oh, these are cheap too. You know, it doesn't need to be for tomorrow, it doesn't even need to be for next week, but sometime going into next year, I really, really, really want to figure it out. Otherwise, okay, so here's the alternative. Otherwise, if I don't come up with something, then we're going to have to do less Final Fantasy. I think that is that's literally the alternative. It's like we either come up with a second event or we do less Final Fantasy content. Neither am I, like, upset with or anything like that, but like, that's the rub, unfortunately. Dude, I'm nabbing up some cheap stuff here. Say that, and then you have me, who only wore one outfit. Is that guy bald? I for a solid second there, thought that was a bald Ellison. He's not. He's just got short hair, and it's pink. It was not that far away from his skin tone, but... Yeah, I just thought he was Hitman for a second there. Hitman elf from behind. Nah, he's fine. He looks good. Oh, God. Is this like Master Roshi or something? He's definitely giving Master Roshi vibes. Jacked a man in his swimsuit. Old. Well, that's the thing. But I also, and then on top of it, I also kind of want it to be different than the Glamour stuff. So basically, like, it needs to check all the boxes that my Saturday night event checks, but also not be for Glamour specifically. Yeah, he looked very bald. This is very pretty. I don't know about the eyeshadow. I feel like the eyeshadow is kind of taking away a little bit. If it was, like, darker, it might be nice. But this, like, general look is kind of kicking ass. Red crown. I feel like I've never seen this crown in red, to be honest. Very schwanky. Does that thing have a chainsaw? Lord. Yeah, Red Queen. So yeah, that's kind of what's going through in my mind. Is that, I mean, like, I feel like my life is going to change relatively a lot next year too, because, like, I'm for sure moving out next year to do other things. So that might really chip into my days regardless. But I think that it would be really nice to have, like 2 solid Final Fantasy events to do a week that are very different from each other. and I'm worried something like housing, I think, is a little too inaccessible. Is one of the problems. I like the idea of housing, but I also feel like there's like an inaccessibility to it. Sue's little pet Rodigan guy. My queen. Definitely been able to sniff around at some nice looks. I, you know, kind of like that pink. Oh. Got a little bit of a magician Vera. Kind of liking this without the bunny ears. And she's got the mole. She got the heckin' mole. Lordy. She looks great. She's just a tall here. A really tall, hot here. True. I don't know if she could dye that. I don't know if that dyes at all. Oh, it probably does dye. She literally just chose to make it blue. For some reason. Interesting. It's not here. I thought that was that. No, that is a bun. It is a bun. I was just saying it basically might as well be a tall here, though. Is it really inaccessible? See, that's the thing. That's a little bit part of it, is like, is housing really inaccessible? But also, there's a level of like, how exciting is housing for people to do? I don't think housing is a bad idea, though. I think it's like, I think that like doing something housing wise is my fallback right now. It's like, if I had to force something, it probably would be housing. But I don't think that, but I'm also like, I'm not really like, there's already people who are like, this is the housing guy. Like, there's already Denmo's content and stuff. So like, stepping on Denmo's feet is like, if I have to, like, you know, competing with his content specifically, it's not about like, it's not about a respect thing. It's like a literal like people will watch their content over my content every day of the week. So it's like, would I want to compete with that? So, and then the same thing with me though. It's just like, so if someone wanted to compete with me in Glamour, like they could, but like in order for them to compete with me in Glamour, they would already have to be much larger than me in general. Or they would have to do something like completely else in the Glamour sphere. Like just checking out houses and stuff is like already something that like, you know, someone like Denmo does. So it's very hard to, it's hard to say like, I'm gonna make an event about like checking out houses and stuff like that. I'm over in Matthias. See, that's the thing though, like other people do Glamour checks on very rare occasions. Their content does not surround it necessarily. Or like they don't have like an event. Like no one else besides me has a, Jesus Christ, let me. No one else besides me has like a weekly streamed Glamour event. And no one else besides Denmo has like a weekly streamed housing event. You know, so that's kind of what it really comes down to, is like, you know, if I want to step into that space, then I'm competing with, you know, someone who already has like a weekly housing event. Looking at glam plates. But see, that's the thing, is like, we're also, with the Glamour plate thing, we're kind of getting into one very specific realm, is that is that there's activities that make a lot of sense to do on the fly, like right now. Like right now, I'm kind of just looking at people's Glamour. And then there's activities to build an event around. So like looking at Glamour plates is not really something to build an event around, because it probably only lasts 40 minutes if like 20 people came. And then that would be it. And it wouldn't really be that interactive too, because like it would just turn into, like it would at most turn into literally our event on Saturday, just using Glamour plates instead. You'll never know when I strike next, even I won't know. True. But like, I definitely don't mind spending time, like with these like small bits of stream, like this hour and a half or two, before I do other things, like looking at Glamour, looking at housing, looking at plates. Like that's perfect for them. Like those are like perfect ideas for them. But what I'm trying to bang out is an idea of something that we could do for 2 to 3 hours that's interactive, that people would show up for like every single week. That isn't already like completely cornered by someone else. And of course, like that's why I say it's a hard thing. It's genuinely a hard thing, because like it was a hard thing for me to put together my my original Dress to Impress event. Like I'm lucky that the concept existed and I was able to just format it to Final Fantasy XIV. Some kind of minigame madness. I mean, like there's something there, but like the minigame also has to be genuinely something that people want to get behind. Now, while I don't mind stealing, well, but ocean fishing is just playing the game. See, that's the problem. And like, we also need to avoid just playing the game, because just playing the game is boring, unfortunately. Like, if people want to just play the game, they'll just play the game on their own time. They won't come to somebody's event to just play the game. But yeah, like, while I, you know, this isn't telling from his current self, but some things that like Asmongold used to do is he used to do something called a mount off, where whoever had all the mounts basically that he was looking for, like, won the competition. You know, so basically he'd be like, I want you, like, who has the warp loader, and if you didn't have the warp loader, then you got kicked out of the round and stuff like that. I think there's a level of interesting thing that we could pull from that, because I fucking love stealing ideas from people who do them elsewhere. Never Have I Ever 14 edition. Well, we're talking like little less party game, a little bit more things that can last a bit. Actually, maybe that would be... Maybe there would be something good there. Triple Triad stock deck. You know what? I think I got a pretty... I have an interesting idea, okay? But I feel like... Because with Sokai just saying something with posing, I feel like I have an interesting idea with posing now. You know, something that we can do that isn't our Glamour, but has to do with, like... Because, like, I'm also kind of, like, pulling from this idea. Mahjong Mondays at Zoe's? No! Well, the sad thing is PvP doesn't even really work out too well. Like, I don't feel like we have a lot of people who are, like, genuinely into PvP, and if I do, like, a weekly PvP thing, it's going to pull a crowd of people who are good at PvP, and it's going to ruin it for people who are bad at PvP. So, like, I also have to be... You have to be mindful of that, too. It's like, whatever you do, you have to be careful that if it's skill related, you're gonna pull people who are too good, who are going to ruin it for other people. So that's like another catch me. But something I just kind of thought of that might be somewhat of an interesting idea might have to do with poses. Not that I'm really like pulling from anything here, but so sometimes the keep it simple stupid works pretty well. So like I could do a 3-round thing where it's like, hey, you know, if you like, you know, I could do a minion off, mount off, and a pose off. Okay, I could put all three of those into an event for a night. Like, I genuinely could do that. Like, there are gonna be people who get like, who just don't have things, but it'd also be funny to see that, like, you know, people do like different poses and see what minions and mounts people have, you know, and like, and that kind of ties in a little bit better to our Glamour event, because we already have match a minion and stuff like that, you know, and encourage people to get more poses, and then maybe we can squeeze in like some kind of like mount type thing in the future. But I feel like that has something to it. Like, that's like, okay, so like my two write that downs are, you know, a potential apartment housing event. You know, you could have like a potential housing event, and you can also have a triple whatever thing. So like, basically, I guess like how it would work is that, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be definitely difficult, but I'd basically make the rounds, the early rounds, easier. So like, I'd say something like, hey, you know, I'll use minions because I can actually spawn them here. So spawn a minion that is white. Okay, well, this minion's white. You know, spawn a minion that is fat, or is like very, like, is genuinely like would be considered fat. So like, this thing is like kinda fat. You could use a fat cat too, but this thing is arguably fat. And then I could be like, spawn a minion that has Z in its name. Do you have something that has Z in its name? I mean, I have fucking no idea, to be honest. To be fair, I don't even know if I have these like in a search function. Do I even have a search function? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Z. Oh yeah, I do. I got something with a Z in it. You know, we could just kind of keep going through those until, like, kind of like as Simon says. Is that so? It is so. And then we could do something like as Simon says. For, you know, not like a Simon says literally, but like, you know, like, hey, pull out this minion until there's only like 2 people standing. I mean, that might be harder, but here's the problem. Here's the problem with the events like that, okay? Could be that game with, like, that one game, something you could eat. Oh, you just kind of gave me like a different idea though. Simon says, give me 5 million guilds for it. But like, but that's also something that could work, is like some kind of like game show thing. Okay, so like, let me put it this way. It would take me a lot of fucking work. But like, I could do a Family Feud type thing where I literally ask like it would fucking be miserable, but like, you know, I could figure it out where I could do like Family Feud, and we could put together a whole bunch of Family Feud rounds, and then I could go and ask people in the game which they would rather, or we could have people like go gather that information or something for me, or I could put out like a poll like on my YouTube and stuff. And then we could have our event, and then we could just pull from that information. That, or you know what we could also do? We could also pull from people's achievements too. Like, we could do that. We could go to that one website that has all the achievements, and we just see if people have certain things, or try to build it around that. I don't know. It's just an idea. Like, I asked 100 people in Libsa what's their favorite dungeon. See, I feel like I could do something like that. Because, like, I could put together... You know what I have a pretty good idea. I could put together a questionnaire thing. Aram, what? I could put together like a questionnaire thing, like I do when I ask you guys for like what you want to see improved on stream, and then I could just like, I could just see if I could just get people who would respond to it. And the thing is, like, I could get like, I could add like 50 fucking questions to it or something. Like, I could add a lot, you know. Or we could like come up with questions or something. I don't know. But so like I said, I'm spitballing, and that's like, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Like some kind of like game, some kind of game that involves Final Fantasy, like game show thing that involves Final Fantasy would be nice. I went to Balamung and I asked 100 players, what is something you can say to your car but not your partner? Cute. I'm still kind of looking at people a little bit. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about though. It's like, I think we have to hit like some kind of thing. Like, and this is something for next year, really. Like, it's not like for next week. It's whatever I come up with, I need to start really, like, maybe I just need to do some research overall. I'll go to Ulda quick. Sheesh. I feel like these boots never work, but every single time I see someone else wearing them, they always work. What is wrong? What is wrong with me? These boots always look terrible on me. I guess the other thing is figuring out what day you guys would think would work for a second event. I think that today, Wednesday, would be the most ideal, technically. Sunday? I think Sunday would not work simply because, okay, I'm going to explain this to you guys right now. Is that Friday night, I have a very, very, very intense roleplay that goes on. I'm usually standing for 4 hours, and it takes a lot out of me. And then the night afterwards, we have our event that usually lasts 4 hours. If I did an event again on Sunday, it would kill me. So the answer is it cannot be Sunday ever. Sunday is definitely fine for like more casual things, but really the only other options are pretty much going to be like Monday or Wednesday, because it can't be Friday, can't be Saturday, can't be Sunday. Or I would have to add back a day and take out a day and use that day instead. So that would mean getting rid of Wednesday and adding back Thursday or something like that. I mean, I guess Thursday would be kind of rough also. So really what it comes down to is it's really just Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. But I wouldn't really want to add Tuesday back in. Yubbing. Trying to be cute. Here's a smack. So like I could do Monday if people really liked Monday for some particular reason, but I would highly prefer it be Wednesday. But it would also have to kind of come down to like Wednesday would have to work for people, because like what's the point of doing an event if literally no one's available or no one shows up? You know, the reason why Saturday works out very well is because, you know, it's Saturday night. So that's its own factor. Now technically there's going to be times when my roleplay is not going on for the week, so technically those times I could move it to Friday for people if they wanted that instead for the week. Cat. Cat. More cats. Here, let me get another song. Something. This is okay. Point being, so pretty much the whole entire point of this whole entire discussion is that we're trying to come up with a secondary event that we can do every single week in tandem with the Saturday night one. Reason why is just because we just need something else to kind of anchor the week a little bit streaming wise. And if essentially I don't come up with a second event, then we're going to be playing less Final Fantasy next year, is essentially what's going to be going on. Because the reality is I can't sustain playing Final Fantasy for another like 10 months on shoestring content. So I either have to come up with another event or we need to do other things. Which is why this is kind of like starting to come to a head in general. I feel like I could definitely, like, we're definitely not needing to do anything until January, so there's no rush. But that's why I'm trying to like spitball ideas early, to see what things people are actually interested in. You don't want the Toothless song anymore? No! All these Mateus goobers. I wish more people were at Mateus. Lovely. Oh yeah, we got the this Friday in 2 days we have the live letter. So just remember, Patash, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Just remember that so this Friday we're gonna spend a lot of time yapping about the live letter. So if you want to come in for that, you're more than welcome. And then on top of that, we also have my roleplay coming back again. We didn't have it last week, but we're having it this week. So it's gonna be a lot of that. It's gonna be just like a lot of live letter yapping, and then it's gonna be probably going over to the roleplay. That's how I feel. How you doing, Yanix? I spent a lot of time looking at people. Yeah, some more screenshots. I'm just gonna wait till Friday, and we're just gonna dig for information. I saw this goober last time. Is she cute? That's a nice look. That's a nice bean of a look. We also got a pink bubblegum goober aura. It's not bad. I haven't really seen too many crazy things. Like, we saw a Mickey Mouse before that was cosplaying for Epic Mickey with the paintbrush. I thought that was pretty good. Most everything else I've seen today, though, has been a little bit normal. Aside for the new glam system, I'm hoping that people who are currently, I don't want to say not creative, but people who are currently struggling with putting things together will deep dive a little bit more. Because I think a lot of people do a lot of surface level glam because stuff isn't universal and they play multiple classes. But making everything universal, I think, will solve some of that issue. Ooh, what is this? What is this top? What is this bean? Rare, pretty aura with these horns. Get back here. Sand goober. You have so many ideas. I wouldn't even say it's so much that I have ideas as much as it's I have no limitations anymore when I go to put something together. Because that's more my problem. It's like, I just want to put something together and then I'm just like, frick, these arms won't go with it or something. But naturally, the glam system change is going to really change our events up a bit. So that's also why I feel like we don't have to go too crazy with messing with our event. I think as is now, and just adding this new location-based thing will be kind of fun. It should be good for like a really long time. Pretty. Do I know this person? Thought I did. But this is like such a standard tier look. I feel like a lot of people who want to go for like the very like attractive MIDI here usually go for this hairstyle. with a little bit of eyeshadow. Shh, not bad. What is your idea watching? What is your main idea? Crimis Goober with the pale green. You know, the crazy thing is, if her nose was like a little bit more like sheer nose, she literally would just be a Highlander. She does not like, she does not give like row aura at all. It's just the nose. I don't even know what it is. Like, is their nose like supposed to be animalistic or something? It's got like a black smudge on it. What are row people supposed to be? I'm so confused most of the time. This girl's still here. The blacksmith rap fop. Dude, we're gonna be... I'm gonna be so stressed. That first couple days of like looking at Glamour and stuff, or thinking about Glamour ideas, I'm definitely gonna shell up and just only do very specific things. Yeah, like my brain's gonna tweak too much, I think. Orchidation. I don't think you're wrong on that. Nice Rudolph nose. Maybe I should do, you know what? I had a pretty good look. Or I had a pretty good idea for a look. I'm gonna have to get the... I have to get that reindeer nose. I'm gonna break that out. Lord. Look at the chin on this guy. Look at that thing. It just sticks out like an extra 2 inches. She's looking to smooch. Oh, so many goobers. This is very, very pretty. Lord, it's the hairstyle. Like this all black hairstyle with her. And this near top. The Yorha. That's a really, really good looking midi. Jesus Christ. Lady Stormfeather. She even has a really good plate. Jesus Christ. All these RPers, they're RPing all over the place. They're leaking their RP out. Fish! Cute fish. Also cute. Freckles. I see those things. Snuck those freckles in. I feel like this is the kind of hero I would make. There's like something... There's something about this look. Triangle face? Yeah. Your fish is cute. I'll give you a fish. I'll slap you with a fish. How about that? Okay, it came on its own. The Toothless song came on its own, okay? I didn't put it on purpose this time. It literally rolled into it. You got unlucky. You better mute me. Better mute me for a couple of minutes. Bunts! I do need to get into Balmung one day. Jesus Christ, the colors, lady. That black maroon. Black maroon goes on pretty well. She smiled! Nice fit. We'll take it. Gold black maroon. Looks pretty good. Is this you? I see you right there. Also, that was Cassie. I was like, I think I remember this fit from the other day. You bean. I don't think they'll give us the Vice starter armor. Who's that? Who's who? That's Cassie. And that's Sokai's character. These beans. No, this is Sokai in the pink. This bean. This pink goober. They're just chilling over here. Being beans. What about me? Frick you! Alright, I'm going back to my world. I really have much more I want to do here. Fish! Alright. I'm gonna probably wrap up that YouTube in a minute. Because we're gonna be doing some other things. But thank you guys for hanging out for some Glamour. I'm actually gonna do... Instead of the vertical streams, I'm gonna do a horizontal one next time because I think it might be a little bit better for people. But yeah, we're gonna wrap that up. I'm trying to do a little bit more YouTube streaming for some Glamage. So hopefully you guys come through again and have a good time. I'm gonna wrap that up. Someone say YouTube? Yeah. I've been trying to do some extra YouTube streamage. Take care, YouTube beans. Heckin' goobers. More than welcome to come over to our Twitch, though. We're going to be going on our Twitch for a while tonight. Alrighty.